We know dogs have a keen sense of smell. Take a look at McBain, an English Springer Spaniel with a nose for cancer.
Yes, good job. Yep, good.
McBain is part of the University of Pennsylvania's Vet Working Dog Center. Here, McBain correctly sniffs out ovarian cancer from blood samples in the metal wheel. He's one of many dogs that helped author Arlene Weintraub on her journey through comparative oncology. Her findings are laid out in the pages of Heal. And Arlene joins us this morning, and so good to have you here.
Nice to be here.
And before we get back to McBain and the dogs, this was a really personal journey for you because your sister Beth, and that's where it started, had gastric cancer. So
Right.
tell us about that.
Well, she was diagnosed, she was only 46 years old, very healthy. We had very little history of cancer in our family. And this tumor came out of nowhere, and she only lived a year beyond her diagnosis. It was a really devastating loss for our family. And it was about that time when, I'm a reporter who covers health and science, and I found out that dogs were having an increasing role in cancer research, and I just became captivated with this idea. I come from a family of dog lovers, and searched on the internet for dogs and gastric cancer and found out, wow, they get it too, and they could really help defeat the disease.
Comparative oncology, though, Arlene, is not experimental. It's not experimentation. No. So tell us more about that.
No, it's all about recruiting dogs into clinical trials of new products that could end up helping both dogs and people. Dogs get a lot of the same types of cancer that people get, including lymphoma, breast cancer, some of the most common cancers. And they're recruited into clinical trials, just like a person would be in a clinical trial. And the main purpose, of course, is to help the dogs and also to learn about therapies that might end up being very useful in people.
You know, when it comes to animal research, we often think of lab rats, but you were quick to point out that 9 out of 10 times experimental drugs that cure lab rats or rodents during studies don't work the same way when it comes to humans.
Right, and that's because rodents really don't develop cancer naturally. They have to be engineered to have cancer, and it's believed to be the main reason that the therapies don't translate often very well to people. But dogs, just like people, do develop cancer naturally. They share our environment. They have the same risk factors that we have, and that can be very instructive.
I want to end this interview the way we started, with your sister Beth, which started this journey for you because you went to Israel to talk to the doctor that treated your sister, and he wasn't so enthusiastic about this research.
Well, he has a very realistic perspective from having to try to treat such a tough cancer, and so he said we don't treat rats, we don't treat dogs, we treat people. And it was very sobering, but he also did show a hint of optimism that someday there will be breakthroughs and that we need to really embrace all of the potential routes that we could take to reaching those breakthroughs.
Hope is everything, isn't it?
Right.
Wonderful to meet you.
Thank you.
The book is called Heal, The Vital Role of Dogs in the Search for Cancer Cures, and you will find it on our iBooks page. Head to itunes.com/CanadaAM.